Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey, and how is everybody? I hope everybody is having a lovely January. I love these cards so much. When I just noticed this right now, I was like, I didn't notice it in the initial flip through, and I think it's hilarious, and I think it is the perfect phrase. Bitch fire, stand up for yourself. You know, this is just talking about those little seemingly innocuous digs or passive aggressive sentiments just thrown in the air, or when you are speaking maybe a disrespectful under chatter from other people, when you are trying to set your boundaries and people not really listening or honoring that. This is you just saying, listen, I have had enough. I feel like this is the quintessential movie moment where that person is just like, I have had enough of your crap. Think of Goldie Hawn in Overboard, where she just gets the hose and blasts everybody while they're trying to eat their food because they are taking her for granted and thinking she is going to just provide them with food and clean housing and everything, and everybody's just like me. I love that. It's really like, I have had enough of this poor behavior and I do not accept it. You know, we can deliver this diplomatically and calmly, and I find sometimes I just go, no thank you. Somebody acting whatever. Like a good example is maybe years ago when I tell my kids now, as they've matured and they're adults, they have an understanding more of finances, but when they were younger and just trying to grab very costly things or toys and put them in the cart without asking, I'd say no thank you. I would pick it up and I'd put it back. It's like, these are my resources and you need to ask. That sort of energy. We don't have to be, I like how it's a match. It's not an inferno, because we don't need to go overboard, and start hosing everybody down. I find sometimes a really soft, calm voice delivers it much more than a yell, because if we raise our voice, immediately everybody around us that we're speaking to will become defensive and put a wall up and all of a sudden feel maybe like attacked. So this is a calm thing of, I don't accept this, thank you. And it's no longer accepting disrespect, breadcrumbing, problematic behavior, and just saying no thank you, but again in a very calm fashion, because that makes somebody more receptive to it, and also like, maybe I was doing a bit too much. And sometimes people don't realize until we say something, that affects us. We are people too. I love this. This show came on yesterday, and it was like one of those reality shows, and this guy brings up 2 coffees for the 2 people that he thought he was in this room. And there was a third member there. She just showed up as a friend, and the 3 ladies are just sitting in bed chatting, and he hands the 2 coffees to the ladies, and he doesn't ask the third one, oh, by the way, would you like a tea or coffee? He acts like she's invisible. And later on in the show, she actually breaks down and cries about it. She goes, I felt like I was invisible and like I didn't matter. We also need to speak up in those endeavors. If somebody makes us feel like we aren't worth something or we're invisible, it's like, hey, listen, I was also there. That also can require that little match of a bitch flame saying, yo, over here, which I love. Which brings us to library. Take control of your own narrative. You matter. You're worth it. You can have it. It's easy for you to acquire. You are abundant. All of that. As soon as I wake up, I recognize the fact that all my senses work, that I can smell the coffee in the air. I can see this beautiful picture I have on my wall of this oceanscape. I can feel my cat's fur because she always runs in. All of these things, and immediately that narrative is, wow, I have so much abundance in my life. I have critters and people who love me. I have beautiful artwork around me. I can see it. I have coffee that is brewing, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things. And then that's filling in my narrative. I also like a narrative for people to be, I am creative, I am talented, I am gifted, I am receiving all these blessings every single day. To affirm things that are special and meaningful and uplifting are very important for us to do. And also the words that we attach to that, we need to really attach a positive vocabulary to our narrative, right? We are winning. We have access to the wonder and the magic that's out there. All of those things. I picture myself before do I go to certain events, whether comedy shows, meeting friends or whatever, having a spectacular time, having great dialogue, feeling welcome, feeling like the energy is really high, and me also bringing that energy. And it happens because it's almost like I pre-wrote it in my own narrative. This is going to take place, and it is easy for me to show up this way, and that's what happens. So whether job, personal, whatever it is, really, really fill in those pages with a wonderful narrative about yourself and how deserving and wonderful that you are. Which brings us to storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. Whatever is or was happening in your life, personal, monetary, emotionally, it comes to an end. That's the thing about a whirling dervish. It burns itself out, and then everything lands and the dust settles. So if you are going through something right now, like just feeling like, oh, this is taking my energy, this is very, this is a whippoorwill, and it's like I'm just trying to settle. Remember, this too will come to an end, but also ground yourself with wonderful words and affirmations that I am solid, I am grounded, I am a great problem solver, I can think clearly. Something that I did to myself in my personal storm for months was just eating the worst quick bad meals for me. I remember at one stage I was like really super hungry when I was in the supermarket, and I'm like, I was like, oh, I remember a restaurant serving corned beef and hash, and I grabbed this thing of corned beef and hash, and right next to it was literally canned spaghetti. And I was like, oh, when I'm feeling hungry and I want pasta or whatever. It is the most processed, insane food. And now that I think back on it, I was like, why in the world would you just fill your body with garbage when you could literally just as quickly grab a ready-made salad or whatever vegetables? And ever since I switched, it's been under a week, but I have not had one little pang or problem with digestion or my stomach at all. It feels great. I really just switched to like clean whole foods, like all vegetables, pretty much quinoa, grains, all of that, because I'm like, I don't want like visceral fat and problematic fats around my body that is going to harm my organs. And one of the things that was most important incentive for me too was just mental clarity. With lots of junk, you get like fog brain. And I was like, I don't want that in my industry. And when, I'm there to help other people and lift and see through the psychology of things and all of that, I'm not going to literally chug salt and sugar and fat. How the hell is that going to help my brain? You know what I mean? And I feel mental clarity. I feel good when I wake up. It really has let that hurricane come to an end of really just impulse eating and emotional eating and just not taking the time to meal plan and prepare. And I feel like whatever it is you want to come to an end, you absolutely have the power to do it. But something else that I did was I sought out things that would align me with that. I sought out great programs like You Are What You Eat, a twin experience. I sought out things that really reaffirmed what I knew to be true, but I needed a little boost in. So you'll be doing that for yourself too. So whether it is like an unhealthy attachment to a relationship, a lack of mentality thinking. A lot of people right after Christmas, they have monetary things, really learning about finances and strengthening your resolve in that as well, that it will all kind of land beautifully. You'll light that bitch fire, you'll stand up for yourself, and you will take control of your narrative that life is wonderful and you are deserving, main character in it, and that all these blessings are coming your way. So my beauties, that is what you are meant to hear today. I hope you all have a great day. I am going to be doing some reading specials because we got some lovely moons coming up. We got some full and new moons very shortly on the 11th. So I am going to be running a special over on IG for that as well, if you want to take a peep over there. I hope you all have a great day. Love and light.